4. The life of Abraham Lincoln. Initial task. Do you know the name of present President of India? Do you know about the responsibilities of a president? The president is a person who leads a country towards success and growth. Read the story of Abraham Lincoln, who belonged to a poor family, and with his courage, he reached to the post of President of America. Abraham Lincoln is regarded as one of America's greatest heroes due to his incredible impact on the nation and his unique appeal. This is a remarkable story of the rise from humble beginning to achieve the highest office in the USA. This story and its characters concentrate on the fact. The doorbell rang loudly. Ding dong, ding dong. Manini ran to the door and greeted her father with a warm hug. She smiled from ear to ear and chirped, "Daddy, you are back very early today." Harjit gave a pat on her back and said, "We are going for a movie." "What a surprise! Which movie?" Harjit smiled and said, "Lincoln." "Oh, I clearly remember the Oscar Awards ceremony on TV. The actor who played the role of Lincoln won an award." "You are right. Daniel Day-Lewis acted as Lincoln and won the award for the Best Actor." "Okay, Daddy, when should we leave for the movie?" "The show begins at 7 p.m. We still have 3 hours to go." Manini's mother, Meena, looked surprised. "What a surprise to see you back from office so early. I will get some tea and biscuits." Harjit looked up and said, "That would be great. Let's all go for Lincoln. We'll leave at 6 p.m." Meena nodded. "That's fine. It must be a very good movie." As Meena went to the kitchen, Manini held her father's hand. "Daddy, please tell me about Lincoln." Harjit sat down comfortably on a chair and said, "Well, let me begin by saying that Abraham Lincoln was one of the greatest leaders of America. He was the 16th President of the United States from 1861 to 1865. Manini bent forward and said, "Daddy, was his father also a president?" "No, he wasn't. In fact, Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Kentucky to Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. Abraham had an elder sister and a younger brother who died in infancy. The Lincolns moved from Kentucky to Indiana due to some land problems in 1870. They made a living by hunting and farming on a small plot of land. When Abraham was 9 years old, his mother passed away. After a few months, his father remarried. Abraham's stepmother was a strong and affectionate woman named Sarah Bush Johnson. She had 3 children of her own. Abraham Lincoln grew close to her and she encouraged him to read. Manini looked shocked and said, "Do you mean to say that he never went to school?" "He was mainly self-educated. He received formal education for just about 18 months, maybe a few days or weeks at a time. You will be amazed to know that he was very fond of reading. He would often walk miles to borrow books from others," said his neighbors. What kind of books did he like to read? He read all the popular books at that time, such as Aesop's Fables, Robinson Crusoe, Pilgrim's Progress, and of course the family Bible. Later, the family shifted to Illinois. Abraham was often called by his nickname, Honest Abe. He was tall and thin, but he was strong. He would often cut wood with an axe and was good at it. At Illinois, he worked as a shopkeeper, a postmaster, and even a general store owner as years passed. He soon became popular in that area. But how did he become the president of such a big country like the United States? Said Manani. You see, continued Harjit, he got involved in political activities and opposed slavery very strongly. He also practiced law. He struggled a lot throughout, but he never gave up. Finally, he was elected president in 1861 and re-elected after his first term as president. Meanwhile, Meena came in with a cup of tea and biscuits. She said, How do you remember all the details so clearly? Harjit took a sip and said, You see, I read his biography. I remember reading that he was the first important political figure who suggested that women should also have the right to vote. He supported women's rights. Manani and Meena exclaimed, Wow, that was great. He was assassinated in April 1865 by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater, Washington, D.C. Wilkes Booth was a supporter of slavery. The world mourned Lincoln's death. Manani said, Truly, he was a great leader, Daddy. Now I will really enjoy the movie as you have told me a lot about Abraham Lincoln. Harjit merrily looked at her. Remember all that I told you about this great man. He rose in life because of his own determination and perseverance. Vocabulary chirped, said something in a cheerful way. Oscar Award, the highest international award for achievements in movies. Log cabin, a cabin built for logs. Infancy, period of early childhood. Assassinated, murdered for political reason. Perseverance, keep doing something in spite of difficulties in achieving success. Grammatical structure, proper noun and common noun. Proper noun. A proper noun is a special name we give to something or someone. We give special names to animals, places, persons, and things too. For example, Bruno is the name of my dog. Here, Bruno is the proper noun. Common noun. A common noun indicates a class of objects or a concept as opposed to a particular individual. For example, the books are very valuable. Here, books are common noun. A. Match the common nouns with their relevant proper nouns. B. Read the following sentences and spot the nouns as directed. Conversational skills. Read the following conversation and enact it with your partner in the class. Hey Ishan, did you read the book that I gave you about Abraham Lincoln? Oh, yes, I did. What a leader he was. Simply great. I recently read about Golda Meir, the first woman Prime Minister of Israel. She was also very dynamic. Really? I've heard about her from my grandparents. Ishan, you will be surprised to know that though both Abraham and Golda Meir came from very humble backgrounds and their families were simple, they rose to be the heads of the countries. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. This shows that nothing is impossible for a person who is determined and keeps on trying hard to achieve his goal. I agree with you. I will return your book tomorrow. Thanks for such a good book. You're welcome. Let's listen. Listen to the passage read by your teacher carefully and answer the questions orally. This paragraph is about a girl born in a small family who rose to become the prime minister of a country later. Golda Meir was a well known leader. She was a teacher and politician who became the fourth Prime Minister of Israel in 1969. She was Israel's first woman to hold such an office. Golda Meir was described as the Iron Lady. She was born in Russia in a carpenter's family. She had two sisters and five other siblings who died in childhood. The family later shifted to the United States. Golda Meir helped her mother run a grocery store. She attended school and played an important part in collecting money for textbooks for her classmates. She also formed the American Young Sisters Society at the age of 14. She studied in high school and also worked part time. Golda Meir's mother wanted her to leave school and get married. She was completely against this and went to stay with her married sister in Colorado. She married a sign painter named Maurice Marison after graduation. She also taught in some public school in Milwaukee, the USA. Later, Golda Meir moved to Palestine and got involved in various political activities. She was elected as the Prime Minister of Israel in 1969 and resigned in 1974.